We have a really interesting presentation, which is also our supporting partner, NetZero India Foundation. Can we have you on the dais so that we could have a small presentation with you?
We just wanted to take this opportunity to quickly run you through this amazing foundation that is started along with Mr. Piyush Mishra. So basically, the vision of the organization is essentially to catalyze India's net zero transition. And as we know that Shri Narendra Modi ji has basically given a mandate to the global community, or has told the world that we'll be becoming net zero by 2070 as a nation. And to catalyze that journey, to accelerate our journey towards becoming a net zero country, Net Zero India Foundation was born. Next slide. So yeah, so basically for us to transition to a net zero country, one of the biggest chunk of emission, if you look at it, happens in the scope 3 emissions of these large organizations. So for example, like almost 70% or 80% of all emission happens because of reliance or like a company which is operating at large scale. But these companies are basically working with a very complex supply chain. And this supply chain consists of a lot of small and medium-sized players. Now, the objective of the organization is to basically work with these MSMEs and help them become a net zero organization, right? The contribution to MSME at this point in time is more than 30% of the total GDP. And if we go on to pick up each and every small and medium-sized business and help them become a net zero organization, we will significantly move the needle towards Shri Narendra Modi's vision to become a net zero country by 2070. And that is the core objective of why we exist as an organization. Can you move next? So we've been talking internally about this a lot, and Piyush ji has been giving us this framework, which is an extremely nice framework as to how we can look at this entire problem, or how we can basically move towards solving this problem of becoming a net zero country. And basically the first step that any organization that needs to do is, firstly, it needs to diagnose the problem. Which essentially means that they need to know where they stand in terms of their carbon footprint. And for that, Net Zero Foundation provides assistance to different kinds of companies, including MSMEs. And also, since there are so many PSUs here, we can definitely help you guys as well to help you quantify your complex carbon footprint. Then once you've identified where you are, once you've diagnosed the problem, right? So the second step is to basically suggest treatment. So that's what we do as Net Zero. We have like a very big network of partners who basically can help your organization work on the insights that you've derived after tracking your emissions. Next is, once you have derived certain insights, you need to solve them, right? So to solve them, you will require a lot of different people who are there in the ecosystem who can help you solve your specific problem. For example, you might want to deploy a large-scale renewable project as a part of your CSR initiative in your organization, and as a result, drive your personal company's emissions down. We basically have a national green shop that is recently launched, and what we do is that we basically help you connect with all the relevant suppliers and all the stakeholders that are there who are working in the ecosystem and can help you significantly reduce your emissions. And similarly, we have a platform for, say, for example, if somebody wants to if a company is reducing their carbon footprint, and if that carbon footprint is more than the amount of emissions that they generate, we can help them derive carbon credits from that and help them sell their carbon credits through our green exchange program, right? Next slide. So there are two different engagement models. So there are many engagement models to begin with, but at this time we have these two different engagement models that we've opened for any company that wants to work with us. One is an end-to-end solution. So you come to us with the higher problem. Just a second. So yeah, you come to us with the higher problem, and we'll provide you end-to-end solution with respect to that, and you'll get to know what I mean by that. And second is a software solution, which basically enables any company to be on top of their carbon footprint. Next. Next. Right. Next. Right. So essentially, our end-to-end solutions are of three different categories. One is strategy and assessment. Anyone wants to become a sustainable company, wants help with respect to strategy and assessment, we do that. Secondly, after you've identified, we can help you in implementing and management of your sustainability activities. And third is reporting of your sustainability activities to your key stakeholders like ESG reporting, carbon footprinting, etc., etc. Next. Right, and this we have a software which basically enables companies to be on top of their emission. It does all scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions. So if you are a company, we can do like end-to-end tracking of your emissions. Next. Cool, next. Next. We do scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. We do activity-based emission. We do spend-based emission. So a lot of companies do not have like their activity data at all points of time. So we can just predict what your emission is based like to a very good accuracy based on the amount of money that you've spent on different activities that you do as an organization. Next. Next. Right. Just this is the final thing. Can you go back? Right, so any organization, for them to become a sustainable company, it's not just important to, just take the sustainable initiatives. It's also important to imbibe it as a culture within your organization. And basically, if you want to imbibe it as a culture within your organization, we have a software which basically enables your employees to track their emissions on a day-to-day basis, or get rewarded for showing positive behavior, right? Say for example, if they're taking a public transport, they need to be rewarded, right? We can build programs such that their targets are intertwined with their sustainability targets, like their revenue targets can be intertwined with their sustainability targets, and they need to achieve both in order to basically achieve it. Next. Right, so we have a wide network of sustainability experts, more than 500 sustainability experts from all around the world. And they range from all kinds of expertise depending on the requirement of the organization. That's it. So thanks a lot, everyone. If you basically have a look on your table, you might find like a couple of cards which are my visiting cards. You can just go through, have a look at them. And in case you are interested, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.